Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. It's January 1st, about 8 a.m. my time. I wanted to wake up early and give y'all just the first video of the year of what is on my mind and about 7 to 8 projects that I'm paying attention to and why I believe that you should pay attention and do research in them as well. Now, again, as we closed out 2023, let's just say we had a very interesting year, right? I think BTC pretty much had a phenomenal year where it ripped up all the way to the open of 2022, which was a high of $45,000, right? Obviously, really phenomenal move, and we have now the BlackRock ETF also in line coming out in about maybe like a week or two. So somewhere around here, whether that pushes price up or whether that is sell the news event and it pushes price down, um, we will see exactly what 2024 demands of us in terms of market structure. Now, obviously, this looks still relatively bullish, but just remember that big news like the BlackRock ETF can cause some volatility upwards, but then downwards because the expectation has been so high for such an event, right? So people have been pretty much lined up for that move for that news to drop all the way from back here, and you might actually get that sell the news event after the ETF launches. Okay. So now that's just BTC, right? It's always important to talk about BTC structure because of the fact that it kind of drives the sentiment of the market and it drives the overall momentum of crypto at large, right? So first thing I want to talk about is as we open 2024, right? Some of the things that you may want to be paying attention to is who are the big runners or the ones that are green on your charts, on your ticker symbols. Okay. So some things that I was paying attention to was like the biggest runners, INJ, obviously up 5% a day. But I also know that INJ is already up so significantly, right? It's not really an attractive asset anymore after it's run up from $1 to 37, right? That's a 37x return, right? Over the last year or so. So that to me is not that attractive. Okay, what else? Oh, 1 inch. Now that's interesting because it's been so beat up, right? But guess what? If you go to let me go to 1 inch real quick. 1 inch network, they're actually doing some really incredible things. First of all, partnering with various other protocols to work with their chains as an aggregator. Okay. Remember, 1 inch is kind of like if you're familiar with Jupiter on Solana, that's kind of how 1 inch is, right? And if you look at some of their information that they've dropped, for example, their volumes, their users, their DEX markets, and the revenue that they've generated, and the expansion programs that they've had. I think some of that stuff is really cool. And again, you can look into the thread yourself. But the other thing is, they're also trying to add in 1 inch fusion, which is swaps on Android, which brings you effortless experience, flexible backup solutions, cross-platform file and cloud snapshots on iOS. And then they have, the Launchpad that started in July 2023, which gives the developers, 12 APIs now supported by 9 billion API calls, 15,000 developers, 163 new partners. So the point is that they're really growing as a community, as a platform, and as a ecosystem. Okay. And that on top of the fact that 1 inch was already bottoming out, and 1 inch currently sits at 584 million, which to me, I think from an aggregator perspective is relatively cheap. I kind of see aggregators somewhere in the midst of like 1 to 2 billion. I want to say, right? Again, none of this is investment advice, and I'm not trying to give you guys like price projections and such, but the point is that if you just do relative like value analysis of where we see the space going, the usage and importance of assets like 1inch, um, I think, in terms of just relative market cap value perspective, that I think this is relatively cheap, right? So I think the fact that 1inch had such a big move, first day of January, kind of like this, it gives me sort of a little bit of excitement that, okay, maybe it's starting to sort of show us the signs that January or maybe sometime, some part of this year, we're going to have, bullish movements from 1inch. And that may lead 1inch to about maybe $1, maybe $2, something like that. Okay. Or maybe even higher, right? So again, 1inch is the one thing that's on my list for at least, 2024 or at minimum January. The other asset is Hopr. Now, again, some of these I just started doing research in, so I'm not going to talk into it too much. But you can kind of look at Hopr. They're talking about building the private internet for everyone. These, so Hopr and Pollen both fall under kind of this DePIN, decentralized, physical infrastructure networks, right? And these are unique assets because not only are they kind of cheap in a sense, like market cap cheap, but they're also early in a sense that more and more people are getting onboarded to what they're trying to build, and they see users wanting to, earn the Hopr token, right? Like generally, what I like to see is if you have the opportunity for a wider net to cast in terms of token distribution by incentivizing users to do things to earn the token, that is a more natural way of keeping the user engaged as well as incentivizing them to, be part of the community, work on the community and the project more, and pretty much, cheer and root for the platform and the community, right? So Hopr and Pollen are kind of the same in the DePIN area. Scale is more so kind of like another, L1 or L2 ZK solution for Ethereum. Again, doesn't really trade at a high market cap. You can kind of see Hopr trades at 30 million. Pollen, I don't really know what it trades at actually. Um, I don't think that's true. Actually, 378,000 is not true. Let me just make sure. Okay. Uh, Pollen. Let's see. PLN. Oh, I didn't know Pollen was actually on AVAX. I guess maybe it is true, right? It trades at 370K. Oh, I guess it came out 2021 and it really got beat up. Um, but anyway, point is, again, DePIN solutions, right? Like this is kind of where you need to start doing research of where exactly is the DePIN world going. And you can do research here through CoinGecko, DePIN categories, and see, what these different DePIN projects are. And again, I'm mentioning DePIN because it could be a big, let's just say, topic, narrative, thesis that could drive markets in 2024. May not be the entire year. It could be a couple of months. Every few months, there's like different flavors that the market likes. And DePIN could be one of several throughout 2024. So just something to look into. Okay. And then, of course, I've already talked about Nosana, Wi-Fi map, and AIOZ in my previous videos. Render, I've talked about many times. Helium, I've talked about in my last video, right? So the DePIN projects are here. So make sure you do your own research. The other one is Access Protocol. I think this one is actually a Solana project, right? Solana build project. So this one is pretty cool. Like it's kind of like having a central hub for content creators. And this is one I've actually checked out a little bit more than the other projects I've spoken about, and I find it kind of interesting. So again, Access Protocol also relatively cheap in market cap terms and provides kind of like a different, business model like something way different than something like DPIN or DeFi or whatever, right? And then Unix gaming, again, this is more in like the gaming sector of, well, how do we see gaming sector pan out over the next few months or 2024? I think gaming is going to have its time in 2024. I don't know which project and which game. I heard a really good podcast by, I think, on Empire with the IMX founders. I thought it was really good, and y'all could check it out. Actually, no, it was I think it was Block Crunch, and it was the founder of IMX, and they talked about where they see the gaming space going. Projects like Unix. Um, Back in the day we had Axie Infinity and Gala. Alice, I think Alice was the other token that was supposed to be really hot. So there's a ton of really interesting stuff. And again, if you want to do more research in categories, you can go into gaming. UFO, that was another project. Gaming is a category, GameFi. You can find tons and tons of different projects. Again, do your own research, right? Illuvium is a pretty hot, project that people are talking about. Ronin, another one is, pretty hot. Vulcan Forged, Wilder World, another one that's pretty hot. People are talking about Guild of Guardians, Star Atlas. But some of these projects were kind of hot in 2021 and 22, but they haven't really done much in the year of 2023. Will they do a lot in 2024? I don't know, right? But the fact that 2023 was such a dull year for gaming, I could see 2024 at least maybe 1 or 2 months. Some of these projects will come to life. People will get involved in the games. And once you start seeing that, your job is to kind of like basically play the game and see, like, well, is it fun? Is it cool? What is the usage of the token, if at all? Right? Again, I think you want to start doing research early on, right? I started doing research like months ago about what could be the big narratives for 2024 before 2024 happened. And now that we're here, January 1st, you better have a set list to see, what's on your radar, but also stay flexible of what may not be on your radar and what could come up on your radar, right? Now, final project I'll talk about and something that, I've told y'all that I'm incredibly bullish on is, first of all, just the community at large of OVOLs, right? Now, again, OVOLs is a NFT community, but it's not your typical, JPEG, buy the JPEG and that's it, right? I think they're doing some really incredible things with their projects, such as, here's something interesting, right? So we just had, uh, I just had, I saw this post, which my friend showed me, in Drako, which is a new project on Solana. Again, another project that you may want to look into. Um, and this is I think it's more of like a project slash meme token. So I'm not quite sure. Please do your own research. But the point is, whenever you get sort of fair launches as well as community airdrops, and they're going to be, by the way, supporting the OVOLs community, right? With an airdrop. Whenever you have stuff like that, where early projects are dropping to, a little bit more of the OG project, like let's just say OVOLs, you should know that there's going to be some big things that these two communities are going to do together. And at minimum, the OG community, like OVOLs, will first of all benefit a lot, and they'll just continue on their way. Whether the collaborated project like Drako is going to be part of their ecosystem or not. Meaning OVOLs either way benefits, right? So OVOL as a token, I've spoken about before, which I believe is incredibly, incredibly undervalued. And one of the analysis that I did, this is on my Twitter feed, right? Like, I, again, this is my math of how I see the world of NFTs, which is the fractionalized and tokenized NFTs, which are becoming, by the way, a big thing. Okay. If you look at all these NFT projects, literally maybe like 1 or 2 of them have tokens associated with their project, with their NFT. So why is it important to have fractionalized NFTs? It's important because when you have projects that are selling at, let's just say, even if it's 7 ETH, which is like a $700, or when you have projects like DGOS that are selling at $7,200, or Azuki's at 14,000, or crypto punks that are selling at maybe 100K. You see, the thing is, it creates the barrier to entry for majority of these projects, right? For you to get exposure in. But guess what? OVOLs, oops, what the heck is OVOLs? Should be on here, I think. Let me see 1 second. Let's go to Solana chain. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so there's the OVOL project, right? So I talked about this already. OVOL's project trades currently at 83,000 SOL, which is like approximately 8 million market cap. Okay. At an 8 million market cap, and by the way, Mad Lads, which is the biggest project on Solana, which is the NFT project, trades at 140 million market cap, right? But to break into Mad Lads, you have to have 146 SOL, which is $14,000, right? $14,000 to buy an NFT is a lot, and also it's pretty insane, right? But point is, the price is the price. And if the price is the price, and you want to allow more exposure from average people and retail to just like your community and to be involved in your community, well, what do? You fractionalize the NFT. And one of the ways you do that is you allow the NFT to be broken into tokens. Now here, OVOL as a token is representative of one OVOL token is 1/1000th, okay, 1/1000th of one NFT. It's not about which NFT, it's just a NFT, right? So that means 1,000 OVOL tokens is a representation of one OVOL NFT, okay? So that means that, even if you have, let's just say, 100 tokens, you now own 10% of, a fractional NFT. So if generally, the NFT prices are going up and OVOLs as a floor is going up and OVOLs as a market cap continues to go up, then I believe that OVOLs as a token should go up, right? And the best way I kind of did that math, again, this is the way I see the math, okay? I see kind of no way right now that OVOLs a token trades at, 297K market cap with approximately 700 holders. And you can go to the, Soul Scan here and look at who the holders are, right? And there's only 718 of them. The current supply of the tokens is 329,000. And this is going to be variable, by the way. It could go up, it could go down, depending on how many people are actually tokenizing their NFTs. Okay. Another interesting thing is in their NFTs, they actually have evolution. So the guys that have all the bright eyes like that, I think these are all evolved OVOLs, meaning that it took the NFT plus 1,000 OVOL tokens to burn, meaning they're taken out of circulation, the OVOL tokens, right? It takes 1,000 tokens to burn to realize one OVOL evolved NFT. So that means look at how many OVOL supplies there are. There's 10,000. So the more and more people evolve their OVOLs here, the more and more these tokens get burned, which means there's less in circulation, which means the price is going to go, higher, easier. And more so, relatively pegging the price of the token to what I said earlier, which is to closer to the market cap, I think is more fair. I think that at present moment, the fact that it's trading at 275K is completely off. And I don't think people realize it. Now, again, the reason I say that is because if you're trying to peg the price of the OVOL token to something that is related to OVOL, the NFT, then you have to do the relative value analysis of what the market cap is of that community, of that NFT project. And if the market cap is 8.7 million, then the token price should also reflect that. So that means that the token price should actually be $25, which kind of brings it closer to the 8 million market cap level, right? So the point is, and again, that's assuming that the market cap only stays at 8.7 million, right? I mean, like I said earlier, Mad Lad sits at 140 million market cap, you know? So the ceiling of opportunity for OVOL, the token, OVOL, the NFT, is significantly higher from here, in my opinion. And more importantly, this is not just the NFT community, right? Like I've talked about in my previous video, and you can go to my previous video, you can find us here in the OVOLs Discord, but I also have my own Discord if you want to come in and hang out. If you look at my official announcements, I did this video on OVOLs as a deeper discussion. It's on my YouTube channel. And you can kind of see, all the things related to why I talk about OVOLs as a project that you want to be paying attention to, okay? And why NFT markets are ripe for higher prices and more volume and more interest from users. And I think one of the ways that's going to be easier in terms of accessibility is fractionalized tokens and fractionalized NFTs. Okay. So kind of big on OVOLs as a community, OVOLs as a token. And again, like I said earlier, right, this Drako partnership, I think, is going to be just one of many, right? I think there are going to be more and more partnerships because, again, OVOLs is a community that's been grinding since a bear market, and they did not stop. And they're just continuing to ship out good product, good community updates. And honestly, it's just a really great team and a really good environment to be in. I love hanging out in their Discord. You should join, come hang out and see what the fuss is about. Yeah. So anyway, that's pretty much all the projects I wanted to talk about, right? OVOLs being at the top of my list, the other ones being, sort of Unix gaming, Access, Scale, Pollen, Hopr, and then, 1inch was the other one. Yeah. So good luck, everybody. Y'all take care. You can find me on YouTube, Alpha Trades. My Discord link is below. Come hang out. And we can chat about anything. I talk a lot about markets in my community. I provide a lot of analysis on altcoins and things that I'm buying or selling or longing or shorting. We have tons of different updates of what we talk about, in terms of different cryptos, different positions, where the market structure is. I do a ton of technical analysis. I still, by the way, am really bullish on BTC. I still think it's going to trend higher, which I believe is going to drag the rest of the market up. But there's going to be some really nasty shakeouts through the year. And in those nasty shakeouts, this is why I've mentioned some of these projects. Okay. So keep your eye on them, do your own research. None of this is investment advice. All right. Y'all take care. Good luck, everybody. And Happy New Year once again. Okay. Make 2024 the best year ever.